welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I'm your side host, Josiah.
I am also the other side host, Noah. I am back after being
And
out of commission for a while.
we got a pretty awesome packed podcast this afternoon.
Yeah, I feel,
First, we have some recent records to talk about. We have a 1.86 world record clock single by Lachlan Gibson. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I think I am.
yeah,
And interesting clock world record single. I don't think a lot of people really saw that coming. I guess. I mean, there's a lot of improvement in clock, so maybe they did. Um, and along with that world record single, uh, they also got a 2.58 continental record, which was also world rank 3
yeah, three.
average clock average, which is really good. Good for them. We
Yeah,
also have a 114.86 Continental 6x6 single down in Australia by David Epstein, and that is, I believe, is world rank like 21st, maybe.
yeah,
It's
somewhere around
somewhere in the
there.
20s, I believe.
So pretty good for
And
him.
yep, good job, guys. If we don't mention you in recent records, we're sorry. We just didn't see your record, um, but
Yeah.
congratulations.
So we're gonna introduce a new segment today, and it's called Speedkeeper Spotlight. And Josiah, do you want to explain what that is?
Okay, so Speakeasy Spotlight. This was a recommended thing by one of our viewers. So thank you for that idea. And pretty much what you do in these is we find a speedcuber that we want to highlight or take a deep dive into their profile. So like look at all their records when they got them and just stuff like that, and just put them in the spotlight just to just take a look, real deep dive into a speedcuber's profile.
Yeah. And so today we're gonna be looking at a speedkeeper named Ryan Pilot. He is originally from Texas, I believe, and he
Yep.
started cubing officially, I believe, around 7-ish years ago, 8-ish years ago. In 2016, he started his competition, and since then he's done like over 120 competitions, and he's definitely
Just
been improving over the past 3 years, beyond a lot of recognition. I'm pretty sure he has over 600 medals, with like over 200 gold medals. So it's
that's
been, and that he's gotten those um, from the second half of his cubing career as well. So
that
he's
is a
definitely
lot
been
of a lot of medals.
a lot of improvement from him. You might know him and might recognize his name because back in 2023 he got the square one world record single uh, down in, where was that? The Heartland Champs.
That was
Yeah,
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 Harlem
Heartland
Champs.
Champs. 3.73 was a single. But just 1 year later, I'm pretty sure, not even a year though, he at the Wichita Art venue for a competition, he got the world record single again, and that one was 3.41. So
Yeah,
he improved that by
I
a
think
decent amount.
I think both of these records, these two singles, were very unexpected for him. Because like if you watch two videos that he posted on his YouTube channel, he like it's he is completely shocked with himself. He had
Yes, he. I would
in
say
the description he said, yeah. Go ahead.
I was gonna say Square One is unique in the way that it's, you can not see or look ahead as much as you can for almost any other puzzle. Um, you can plan out what you're going to do really well, but you can't look too far into the solve. Um, and at that top level, you can still get surprises just as easily, like, and skips, and like easy solutions just as easy as you would in a beginner method way. So you will get a lot more surprises in that event than you would in like something like 3x3 where you're forcing those skips to happen a lot of the time at the top level.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's still an event where it has a nice little surprise for you, even at the top level.
It's a yeah, it's yeah,
Not one of my favorite
it's
events.
I feel like an event that goes with that. I feel like is there's not an event that goes with Square One because it's just this weird event that it shapeshifts and it has like surprises, like you said, is kind of weird.
Yeah,
He's also a, pretty good all rounder. You probably know
yeah, he's
this.
a very good all
He
rounder.
has he's a very good all rounder. Most of his events, like world rank, is under 100, and that's pretty shocking. That's hard to do, really. Even in one event, that's really hard to do. Not to mention in multiple, like singles
Yeah,
and averages.
and besides Square One, which I'm pretty sure he's also 15th for average, as a side note. But for I'm pretty sure 3x3 is his next most dominant event, because he has a good single for three. I think it's a 3.86, and that is
Yeah, sub
15th
four.
in the world. And he's top 100 for average as well. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but he's definitely very
He's
dominant in 3x3 as well.
he's also really good at pyraminx and 2x2. He's I'm pretty sure he's like I believe like fifties for pyraminx and like
Yeah.
40s for 2x2. So he's very dominant in square one, pyraminx, 2x2, and 3x3. He's also really good at 4x4. He's around the same rank as he is in pyraminx as in 4x4.
Good blinder. I mean, he's a good all rounder. Is all we can say. He
Yeah,
didn't.
he's literally
I'm
just
not,
a good all
yeah,
rounder.
I'm not sure if he how he's going to be competing in these next big competitions coming up. Like for NAC, I believe he placed 14th in finals. I think but honestly, which is also first of all not bad at all. But I believe he was underperforming because he was very nervous. Um, but I am hoping for him to get a good placement at a big competition soon enough to where he can just get his nerves under control. Because once he gets those nerves under control, he performs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I yeah, I feel like I guess you would call him like a younger cuber because I'm pretty sure his WCA profile said he didn't start competing until like 2016
Hmm.
and or 20 I think it was 2017. And I feel like you have to cube for a very long time to be able to get those nerves under control in competitions because like Yi Hang Wang last year in Worlds, it's just you're he's very good, but he just hasn't been cubing for long enough to be able to get those nerves under control and
Yeah.
perform well. And like you said, he underperformed a little bit at nationals. Of course, it's hard to perform well at a competition at that high of a standard.
Yeah. What do you know what he placed in Square One? I'm not sure.
In
Did he
nationals,
podium?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay, I'm not sure either. But we'll definitely be seeing him at Worlds and in the Square One finals. I'm almost sure of that. And speaking of Worlds, we'll probably move on to that as that is our main topic we'll be talking about.
Yeah.
So
If you have
Worlds,
any recommendations for who we should deep and put the spotlight on next, just go ahead and comment it down below. We'll
yeah,
check them out. And for next time we
this is
do,
something.
speaking of spotlight,
This is something I feel like we're a bit overdue on. This sort of segment. Obviously, Worlds is coming up pretty fast in July, um, down in Seattle, Washington. So a USA comp. I believe it's been 13 years since we last had one. I'm pretty sure that was in Las Vegas. Um,
I didn't know that.
yeah, it's been a bit. This is the 12th World Championship, and I believe that this is going to be the most different World Championship that has ever happened. Um, because there's something different that's been happening, as mostly everyone knows, and that is called ZB. Or
Yep.
yeah, so it's a method that I'm sure you're all aware of by now, and it's been taking over the main method uh, pretty quickly. Um, and there's been a lot of debates about which is better. We're not here to debate which is better right now, although we did do that, I'm pretty sure, in one of our other ones. Um,
Yeah.
but I do feel like ZB might triumph over CFOP in this world's, because we got the top cubers in. I'm pretty sure the top three cubers in the world use it, except for Yihang, because it's Timon and Zhuani who both use it, and Yihang, who's number one, still uses CFOP. But I'm pretty sure that will be overtaken soon. But I mean, who knows? And
Yeah.
it'll be yeah. I think
I think it definitely is going to be a very interesting world with the clash of, like you said, CFOP and ZB, and we did touch ZB a little bit in a previous episode, and I'm not sure what we said about Worlds and ZB, but I think ZB and CFOP are really gonna we're gonna find out which method is gonna be better and what's the real future of speed cubing. I think in this Worlds coming up.
yeah. I am noticing a pattern in the age difference from the top. I don't know how old Timon is. I think he's 19 or 20. I'm pretty sure. I think he's 19. But you get the 20-year old, and then you got the 6, 7, 8-year old kids in the other top five, and that's just ridiculous. I don't understand. Again, at 5 years old, I was eating bowls of spaghetti and putting them on the walls of my house, not getting world records.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
this
it's
age difference is crazy.
second in the world for Johnny. It's
20, yeah.
yeah,
It's very confusing, but I mean, props to them for being so smart, I guess. Because I would definitely say for their method that they're using, ZB, like Giovanni, he knows 800 algorithms, and that if just for one event, by the way, um, and that is like mind melting how you can even do that. And that's the reason why I still haven't started ZB, because I don't want to melt my brain. Um, but I guess if you commit to learning them all and you learn them all and you get good at memorizing those, you can do what he's doing and get to the top 10, top 5, no matter what age
yeah,
you are. I think one thing they've proven in the past year is age does not matter at all. Because I'm not sure we've seen anything like this from any other kid this young recently. Like these kids being so dominant.
yeah, and it's it's just surprising to me how like these young kids, and they're, if you look at the WCA ranking site, it's like every few competitors on 3x3 average, it's you know it's some little kid who knows like 800 algorithms, and it's just so you know it's weird, and it's just this thing that's been happening recently, like in the past like year, and it's just kind of shocking a little bit, because I remember when I joined cubing, it was you know there wasn't these like 8-year-old kids who knew like 500 gazillion algorithms, at the top. It was like these older, like 20-year-olds that knew how to solve CFOP like really really well. It was like OLL and PLL, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't know. I think this will be the most interesting Worlds I've ever watched, uh, easily,
Yeah,
and everyone else. And I'm very excited to watch it. I am sadly not going to be going, but it'll be pretty fun to
I
watch it
will be
as it's
going
streamed.
hopefully.
You will be going, yes, and you will
I
probably be sharing footage of when you get back on our podcast and of what that was like.
I
Um,
I hope to be so. Um, Obviously, I have to take a camera and everything, and I'm not the best at filming in public, but I'm gonna be hoping to try and get as much footage as I can for this podcast and of course my YouTube channel. But if you guys want me to ask like more famous speakers like questions, um, just go and put it down in the comments below, and I hopefully can interview maybe some top competitive speakers, and
yeah,
just get a lot of
yeah,
great footage for you guys. Uh, if I may be filming finals, like 3x3 finals, I have a nice camera that I kind of want to film maybe 3x3 finals for the world champion. I think that would be really really cool.
yeah. And if we're able to do
To film.
that, we'll definitely be posting like some highlight video or something of that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think
So,
getting top cuber interviews will be kind of fun if they can spare the time. So if you have any like segment ideas for that, that'd be pretty cool.
yeah. We
Yeah.
also have a couple, some top competitors for N by N events. We got like Max Park. He is the leader in, I'm pretty sure, every single Big Cube event in average. He has he's top in 4x4, 5x5, 6x6, 7x7. Um,
Mm,
Behind him we have like Timon
isn't
in,
well,
I'm pretty
isn't
sure,
Timon?
5x5.
I think Timon is number one and five because he got that at with a single, right? 30 point.
Uh, in single, yeah, he's top in
Yeah,
single, but I
single,
think in
single.
average Max Park.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Wait, okay, I do.
and
That
then
does raise an interesting thing, though. Is many people believe Max will be the champion again, and I like so I've heard, but I'm really interested to see 4x4 and 5x5 because Timon has been like crushing it like phenomenally recently,
yeah,
especially
he's
5x5.
he's yeah, 5x5. I think their averages, I forget what the seconds are, but the milliseconds, it's 76 for Max and then 79 for Timon, and same amount of
Yeah,
seconds. So
yeah,
they're like they're zero point 0.3 like behind each other. It's so close that
yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna call it, but I
I,
I think it's being really close. I think maybe Timon might win it,
I
in
do.
my
I
opinion.
do want to call Timon. I'll put a bet on Timon getting 4 and 5, possibly 4, but definitely 5, and I'll probably wager Max. If Max is still on form, I would say he wins 6-7. But honestly,
Well,
Sean Patrick
you
or maybe
you have
someone else.
Tian Hyuk Nam. He's second place for 6x6 and 7x7, and he
Oh
has
yeah.
been also crushing it as well. Not as much as Timon
Are,
has
are
been,
those recent
but he
records?
has been what?
Are those like recent standings as well? Has he just been?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, those are pretty recent. I've been watching his YouTube channel for a while, and those are pretty recent records. It's only he actually got the world record 6x6 mean, but he only held it for like a week or two, and then Max beat it again. Um,
Right.
but as Max does, but yeah. So Xian Heknam is like right behind him in 6x6 and 7x7. So
Yeah.
I definitely think we need to watch out for Xian Heknam in 6 and 7. I'm saying to overtake Max Park in these events.
Not like
We need
I
to
don't.
watch
We
out
don't
for.
want, I'm not trying to say we want Max gone. That's not what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah. We're not
but
trying to say we want
I'm
Max
just
gone.
hypothesizing what was probably going to happen.
Yeah. So like, what could happen is Hyuk Nam could we need to watch for him in 6x6, 7x7 finals, and then in 4 and 5 finals, we need to watch out for Timon to come and take that number 1 spot. We're not saying we want Max off. It's just this is what could happen um, to the first place spot in Worlds.
Yeah. So the in my in events besides 3v3, I feel like are just such a tight battle between Timo and Shenhik Nam and Max. Like it's just a very tightly
Yeah,
knit thing. 3x3 is just gonna be a whole World War III
yeah.
program.
It's
You
gonna
got
be a World
Chinese
Cube
kids
3.
on one side and then the American adults on the other side, and then that Polish guy.
So I think another big another big thing that I think is gonna be either questionable or like a really big controversy is 2x2 in
Yeah,
Worlds. Like you have the sliding that happened this year, and
yeah. We don't know if
both
we're gonna see
competitors are
that.
going to be at both competitors, Zane Kanani and Yi Hang Wang, are both going to be at the top competition. You know, right there in front of everybody. Like, what's going to happen is
And yeah,
sliding
but
going to come back, or
people are definitely gonna try and be looking at his hands. Maybe a lot of videos on his fingers for that. But I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
Has Zane?
Yeah, I
Did Zane ever start doing that or no?
I don't think no, I don't think he was
Okay.
I mean, I'm pretty
I
sure
thought that.
every competitor in side events, like the top competitor in side events, if you frame counted, like if you took the frames and like took them into like 300 frames per second, and you analyze every single frame, I'm sure every single one of these side events, fast side events, they maybe do it, but I'm not sure. I don't think Zane was ever caught doing that.
Okay. Yeah, I think 2x2 is just them two, honestly. I mean, yes, there's other good 2x2s, but honestly, number one is one of them.
Yeah, yeah. I
Also,
think
and yeah, 2x2
I
is
don't
so luck
know.
based as well.
Yeah,
Two
it
is
is
all
like Luke
rules.
Garrett will end up winning it.
Yeah, exactly. And he only knows like CFOP, not CFOP,
Yeah,
COLL and stuff like that.
yeah.
He got
Um,
he got he made finals, 2x2 finals with COL for last time Worlds happened. That's pretty funny.
that is cool. And then didn't Stanley Chapel win Scube last year? I think like Stanley Chapel
I,
won
I
Scube
think
in
someone
Worlds
yeah, like
last
someone random did. Yeah, and like I feel like blind events for this one will be. I don't want to say Charlie. I kind of want to lean more towards Tommy. Um,
year. Yeah, and then you also have I'm not sure, but Elliot Koblinski from Canada, he held the world record for a little while. I'm not sure if he's like still doing blind events, but it's definitely I think it's definitely between Charlie and Tommy. I don't, yeah,
I definitely feel
I
like
think those two are gonna be.
Charlie. I feel like Charlie definitely has a strong side when he performs well, but Tommy is the most consistent person I've seen in blind ever. And
Well,
Charlie,
also go ahead.
well, I was just gonna say Charlie isn't like he ranges from like 16s to 12s. It really just depends on the day for him. So that might be what makes or breaks it.
Well, also you have to remember like look at Charlie, look at Tommy. You know, there's an age gap there, and like we said, age gap doesn't matter. But
Yeah.
then you have the experience, like the experience of the pressure, and Charlie's younger. Obviously, hasn't been to as much competitions as Tommy has, so you're also going to have that pressing kind of like who's going to win the pressure battle. So I think in worlds when it comes down to this close, like 2x2, 3x3, I think it's going to come down to who is the chillest guy, who can perform under the pressure of
And
worlds.
that's true for every worlds, but
Yeah,
I feel like also I mean again, everything in this competition is different, but I feel like it's gonna be different this time too because of those kids. Like Yihang just apparently, I don't think pressure is like, I don't think knows the word because I've never seen him pressure ever. And he performs so
Worlds
well.
last year.
Yeah,
He
and
was he was pressure worlds last year. That's the only time I've ever seen him pressured.
yeah, and it's probably just because he's so young and he isn't really thinking
He
about
doesn't have the
what
experience.
happens
Yeah.
if I win, what happens if I lose. He's really just keeping just a cube, which is some days I wish I had that.
Yeah, he's really just playing with the plastic toy.
He's really just playing with this toy, yeah.
um,
Yeah.
I also do want to mention a little kind of a fun fact. So, there was a competitor limit of what, like 2,000 competitors, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so there was the competitor limit of 2,000 competitors, and I just went ahead and checked the wait list real quick, and there's like 102 people on the waiting list. Just a fun fact that even though there's 200 competitors, there's still 102 on the waiting list wanting to get in.
Yeah, it definitely felt like phase one. I feel like felt like the fastest phase, in my opinion. Or sorry, phase two. Felt like the fastest
Yeah,
phase. I'm not sure. I didn't try and apply for Last Worlds, so I'm not sure how what the difference is. But I feel like
phase one went pretty slow. I would know because I was in phase one. Just let everybody know.
okay, yeah. I definitely feel like I'm pretty sure the limit for, or at least there's only 1,000 competitors last year, or not last
Oh,
year,
I didn't
or
know that.
last Worlds. So we've doubled the amount of competitors in just one or two. How many? 3 years ago? Wait, how many? When was that?
That was 2 years ago. I think.
2 years
I
ago.
think.
We
I'm
doubled
not
the
sure.
amount of competitors, and it filled immediately. It's definitely expanding a lot more
And
than
I'm not sure if they did the phase thing last year, but I definitely think
they
that
did
was a
that.
good thing for them to do. Oh, they did it. Okay, okay.
That's how that. Yeah, that's how they do it. That's how top cubers can get their spots for world secured.
Yeah, top cubers. You know.
Okay, buddy. Yeah, sure. Top cubers and fluke cubers.
Nah, so
Anyway.
top cubers can get in. The ones that got good scrambles.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
um, there's a couple other events I want to talk about in Worlds. So Pyraminx obviously is a big one. Um, so Sebastian Lee and Lin Kun Jang, they're going to be obviously fighting for the top spot, in my opinion. Jasper Murray
Yeah.
and Ezra Shear are up there, but I don't think Ezra Shear has been doing Pyraminx a lot lately. Maybe he's preparing for Worlds right now. And Jasper Murray has. I don't think he's I don't think he's like super top world class anymore. I'm not sure about that. Don't quote me on that. Um, but I feel like Lincoln Zhang and Sebastian Lee are going to be fighting for it. Again, if you remember, Lincoln Zhang broke Ezra Shear's record of, I think Ezra Shear had the record of 1.44 for the average, and Lincoln Zhang brought it down to a 1.27. And everybody was shocked by this. They were like, this is crazy. There's this young, another young Cuber just came and just smashed this Pyraminx record, and they were like, nobody's ever gonna beat this record. It's gonna be here for a long time. And then I think it
Yeah.
was like a couple months later, Sebastian Lee comes and breaks it with a 1.15, which is absolutely crazy. And
Very, very
so I
crazy.
think
Yeah.
it's that's a huge drop. Like that, it was 1.44, then it was 127, and then 115. No, yeah, 114, and it was mind blowing. So I think that's gonna be a really really close race at Worlds.
Yeah. Same with Scoob. I mean, you got Zane Kanani as like number two, number three in the world for Scoob. You got Dominic Redici, and then you got number one Carter Kakala. I feel like that's literally just gonna be up to them three for the podium again. Uh, like as in like just them three. I feel like, I mean, top five, the 4 and 5. I'm not sure who is at 4 and 5, but I still feel like it's just going to be against Dom, Carter, and Zane, because I mean,
Yeah.
their skew uh, world record ranks 1, 2, and 3 all have the exact same average: 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. Ever, no one else has a 1.5 besides them. They're also closely matched in that event. It's crazy because I'm pretty sure it's 1.5, 1.3, 1. Sorry, 1.51, 1.53, 1.56. Just
Yeah.
hundredths,
Yeah.
or sorry, thousandths of a second away from each other, which is a
Yeah.
bit crazy.
Yeah. Kind of like in
It's
2x2. Well, I'm not sure
yeah.
anymore about 2x2.
I'm
Um,
not. You know what? After all those
for
records with Yihang, I'm not sure what 2 is anymore.
yeah, yeah. I mean, sliding. They removed records. They added records. All this other stuff. Um, for Megaminx, I think it's obviously Juan Pablo. I think,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I would agree with that.
No, no, Juan Pablo. Whoa, that was a long time ago. I think it's I'm stuck back in 2019.
Wait, so am I. Oh
I,
yeah,
it's
who is
it's
it?
it's LML. It's LML. I
LML.
know that. It's like
Okay, I
Leon.
was also stuck in
I'm
with
sorry,
Juan
I don't know your
machine.
full name, but I've watched your YouTube videos. It's LML. It's like maybe Leonardo something.
So
Um,
is is
I can search that up real quick.
Megaminx as well? I'm pretty sure Megaminx as well as just as kind of closely knit with the competitors with the top three. I'm pretty sure, just like 2x2 and Scube and Squan
Yeah, I'm sorry,
and all
guys. Juan Pablo is 11th WR rank right now for his average.
that. No,
That's on me. That's on me. That's on me. Okay.
you see how well we pay
Leonardo
attention. We were
Martin Lopez.
okay. Yeah,
It's Leonardo Martin Lopez, and
it's not
honestly,
2019
he's
anymore.
so dominant. He's so dominant in Megaminx that
Yeah,
it's
he actually is.
like he's
It's
constantly getting WR averages like he's cubing at home. It's crazy
although
to
I'll
see.
be honest, him and Juan are like the only Megaminxers I know who are good at Megaminx. I don't pay attention to Megaminx at all. Um,
Yeah, I definitely need to explore more competitors in that event. Second in the world, not I don't know if he's registered for worlds or not, but second in the world is Timofey Tarasenko, and then third in the world is Tristan Chua Young. I'm not sure if they're going to that competition or not, but yeah, Leonardo Martin Lopez is leading them by like zero point 0.3 um, milliseconds. So
is that by for the single or the average?
average. That's by average. That's by average.
By average, okay. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't think they're yeah.
Now I would say I do want to point out one thing. Clock, I know I've touched on this on an earlier episode as well, but Clock has been booming with popularity, and I don't know why. It's
Yeah, I don't know why
a
people
new
can
puzzle.
like that event. Like like
Yeah,
just kick the event. Just
it's it's definitely been. I mean, there's been many new methods people have made up. I think the main ones are seven simul and well, flip,
seven
yeah,
simul
but
flip.
I think there was another one.
Seven simul and um obviously we are not clockers.
We
Um
know.
yeah.
I don't know what the other one is, but they seven simul and flip, I believe, are the main ones, and seven simul, I'm pretty sure is the top method.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know much about clock because I don't care about it because it's a clock and not a puzzle. Basically, don't hate me on that, but I don't care about telling time. Um, but yeah, it's been exploding, and I don't know why. And I'm honestly not sure who is Tommy still in the top three for that. I
I
believe.
think it's Vladimir. I
Well,
think
for top
Vladimir is gonna be.
top three,
Yeah, I think. I
Vladimir
definitely
is
think
definitely
Vladimir
one.
is gonna.
Gonna take that. Yeah, Tommy was one for a while because like he invented seven simul and stuff like that.
Yeah, he shouldn't have
Which
shared that method.
I
Should have just kept it to himself. No, I'm just kidding.
mean, yeah, he would have been first for a long time, but he's a
Yeah,
nice guy. He shared it.
yeah. What a nice guy. Too bad I'll never learn it.
We took it away from him.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm actually gonna check out clock real quick just to get a good reference.
Yeah, so the top
But
three
yeah,
ranks and averages um,
mhm,
is definitely Vladimir, and I'm assuming Cherry.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then we also have Eric. Okay, yeah, we totally forgot about Eric. Um, Eric Kaspierk. He's from Poland. I hope I got that right. But and then obviously the person that we just talked about, Lachlan Gibson, from New Zealand, is
Hmm.
number three. And
Okay.
the the
Cherry's been
the
pushed
issue
down.
with this, yeah, Tommy Cherry is 16th.
Wow, that's
I
crazy.
didn't know. I didn't know it was that bad, bro.
Man,
Yeah,
we
he
really
has
stole
a.
it, didn't we?
Yeah, he has a 3.28 average, and number one has a 2.39. So like a whole
Not
second.
even more than a second. It's crazy.
But so yeah, Vladimir is on top. I think Vladimir, if Vladimir doesn't let nerves get to him, I think Vladimir is obviously the winner. His
I feel like
average is 2.39.
Vladimir was like the most nervous top cuber I've ever seen because I know he had the world record potential for a long time, and he just couldn't get it because of just nerves, literally. Um,
And then he got back to back WRs in the
the
same
moment
comp.
he calmed down, he got two world records. So he's
So
definitely
yes,
again just like Ryan Pilot. If he's on form, he is world record level, like 100%.
yeah.
But if he's not, which is
So
often,
yeah,
you know,
you just don't know. So the problem with that is he has such a dominant lead. I know this doesn't sound like a big lead, but he does. So like he has a 2.39 average, then second ranked right now has a 2.52 average. So it doesn't sound like a big gap, but in clock and side
their
events,
claw
that
is
is a
crazy.
pretty big gap.
Does he have single
And
as
then
well?
third, no, he does not. Lachlan Gibson, remember we talked about in recent
Oh
records.
yes, yes. I'm sorry. Yes, that was the new world record.
And
Yes,
then third place has 2.58 average. So second
yeah.
and
So
third are pretty close. Yeah, and then fourth place is pretty much out of the question. 2.69 average. So
yeah.
like it's either Vladimir, Eric, or Lachlan. Just
Again,
one of those three.
everything minus 3 by 3. Every blind event, every in by in, and every side. I feel like is just so closely knit together with the top three um,
Yeah,
competitors, top ranked. And it's really, you only need to focus on them. You don't really need to focus on big comebacks from like the top 10, top 15. But I feel like for 3 by 3 now, the top 10, anyone in the top 10 or top 15 could be number one easily.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
It really just
Um,
depends on how it goes, I guess. And
yeah,
if the
it.
solves favor ZB or if the solves favor CFOP.
I definitely think like it's 3 by 3 is like literally the only event where it doesn't depend on the top three. Like all the N by Ns, like 4 through 7, it's one of the top three, and like all the side events, it's one of the top three, like you said. So one handed, I don't know if people care about one
Oh,
handed,
that is
but
very interesting. Actually, you raised about that. Um, I'm sorry for forgetting your name, but Sean Patrick maybe is number one.
yep, Sean Patrick Venezuela.
Yes, and it's very interesting because he uses Rue. And now the moment he got the world record, everyone is like, "Wait a minute, Rue is like good." Um, I looked into it. It's very interesting because of like the Rue method for two handed is terrible, and unless you just want to be around top 50 in the world, you can get that, but you're never going to be number one. One handed is a completely different story because Rue focuses on block building from the left to the right, and then it's basically you just solve the middle slices of the cube. And for one handing, that is really really nice. Um, with just because you're focusing on block building instead of going. It's more. I would say it's more linear than platonic. I'm pretty sure if I'm using those words correctly, because I would say almost like platonically you're solving the cube for CFOP because you're doing it like up and down, down and up, and uh, linear is basically
Well,
the route where you're going from left to right to middle, basically, and it's much
the
more fit for a hand, like a single hand.
also when you main a event like Rue, you're gonna be block building a lot, and when you block build, you want to be able to save moves. Like in CFOP, it's just algorithms. You know, you do the algorithms as fast as you can. Well,
Hmm.
with Rue, you're going to be trying to be as efficient as you can
Yeah, like it's
because you
all
can't
about
turn.
efficiency.
Yeah,
There's no
because you can't turn
algorithms
faster.
for block building.
And in OH, it's better if you're more efficient than fast because you can't turn fast. You know, with just one hand. It's better to be
Yeah,
efficient.
and obviously Sean is also the top Rue two by two handed solver, and so he's been using Rue for a long time, and so he knows all about how to be efficient in block building, and so like
I
once he
think,
transitioned that to one handing, it's for him.
in my opinion, I think Sean Patrick again, if he doesn't crush under the pressure, I think he has one handed in the bag. He has like 200ths of a second lead on the person behind him. So, like a pretty big lead. His average is at 809. Second place's average is at 827.
And is
So
that
I think
Max? Is Max in two anymore,
uh,
or is
Max
that
Park is actually fourth.
wow?
That's Du. I actually have never heard of this person. It's Durava Sai from
I've never heard of
Switzerland.
him either. Well, good on him, I guess.
But
I'm not sure if he's a Rue user either, but I
I don't know.
have noticed an explosion in popularity with the Rue method for one-handed. Like, if you want to be a good one-hander, everyone's like, and everyone tells you now to use Rue. I've never heard anyone else tell me differently recently.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and honestly, a good thing that I learned is like I was really worried that I wasn't doing it correctly because I don't use my pinky finger because it's just so awkward and I don't like it at all. I use my ring finger. So and I asked one of the like a top cuber. I think I think he's top 50 in the rank. I'm blanking on his name, but I asked him like what does it matter if I use like my pinky or my ring, and he actually said it's completely fine. Like it's really just preference. It doesn't actually really affect you. So that's good news. A good thing is it doesn't affect you whether you use Rue or CFOP either. So that's a good
I
thing.
think
Yeah.
um I think we anybody want to talk about multi-blind? Moving on.
Exactly. So anyway, next event.
Yeah, next event. I think we have one more event left. I think it's square one.
Well, square one, yeah. We
So
touched on it a bit. Ryan Pilot, I'm pretty sure he's definitely guaranteed second, high likely for first.
he's
Um,
eighth.
wait for what event?
Square
For
one.
what? Yes, for square one. Yeah, I still believe that
He's eighth.
Yeah, I know. He has a 5.8 average or something like that. Um,
So
who's won by the way?
Samir, yeah, obviously have the top three
Samir, yeah,
competitors:
yeah, Samir.
Samir
Uh,
Agrawal, Dylan, and Max Shao.
ooh, I forgot about Max. Okay, now I kind of want to rescind my Ryan thing. um, I kind of want to say if I had to predict it, I'd probably say Samir first easily. Um,
Yeah, obviously Samir.
And I think Dylan, Max, and Ryan are all going to be fighting for who's second and third.
Yeah.
Because
Wait.
even though
Oh,
it's
Hassan got
Hassan,
nominated.
I feel like. I mean, I honestly don't know much about how he is, like how he solves to get
He
into the
seems to be
game.
up and down with Square One quite a bit.
Yeah,
Kind of
I
like up and down.
again, Square One. It's up to the top five,
Yep.
four. That's why I think 3x3 is going to be the most interesting 3x3 round anyone's ever watched. And so yeah, it's
Definitely.
happening July 3rd through the 6th, 2025. Um, in the Seattle
I'm
Convention
excited
Center.
for it.
I am excited for it as well. I don't know who will be streaming on it, but people will be streaming on YouTube. I'm assuming, but I'm
I
not
think I
sure.
think I think the WCA always has a stream, so like their YouTube channel, and then maybe
Yeah,
Happy Feet Productions will be on there
yeah,
as
probably
well.
will be.
Not sure.
Okay, so yeah, people will be streaming it. It's probably going to be the most watched worlds ever, I would assume.
Yeah, with 2,000 competitors doubling last year's Worlds, I definitely think it's going to be a awesome Worlds.
Yeah, and so I think we're gonna leave it at that.
We maybe, do you think we will come out with a predictions video?
A
Maybe.
predictions video. I like that idea. Yeah, we might. Yeah, if we do get the chance, we could do something along the lines of we'll touch on every event one more time, but just in video form, and we'll just give you our top three predictions for each event. We could do that. That's an
So,
idea. You just
so yeah,
let us.
hopefully, if we can do it, guys. We have
Okay,
until July 2nd.
July's.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, yeah. Okay,
May need to reschedule some things.
maybe. Yeah, you'll be gone, won't you? You'll be in Seattle by July.
Oh yeah. Um. Bye.
Or
No.
so.
Okay. Um. Thank you for watching this video. Like, subscribe, share the video with your friends.